Alright, so modeling and problem solving, periodic functions. Here's a pretty good word question, comes straight out of your textbook. E. coli is a type of bacterium. Its concentration, parts per million, at a particular beach over a 12-hour period after 6 AM is described by this function. There's your function. Alright, good idea to draw your function before we even start thinking about what the question's asking for. Now, it's not got an x, it's got a t. So the x coordinates are t coordinates now, and the y coordinates is p, so this is a p here. If you're typing that into your calculator, you're still going to have to make it y and x. I'll just sketch this real quick. You all know how to sketch an equation, so that shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Here's our function. Question was, find the maximum and the minimum E. coli levels at the beach. That's just going to be the maximum and the minimum of our periodic function. So a maximum of 0.15 parts per million, and a minimum of 0.05 parts per million. Alright, so there's our answer to question A. Question B, what is the level at 3 PM? Now these questions can be a bit tricky because in the words themselves it says T hours after 6 AM. So while you might think that this is 0, this is actually starting at 6 AM. So then plus 6, that makes it 12 noon, 6 PM, midnight, and then back to 6 AM again. And then it says, what is the level at 3 PM? So 3 PM is about here. And we're going to need to find that value right there. Best way to do this is to use our graphics calculator. Alright, so I'm going to go into graph mode on my graphics calculator. Open that up. Type in the equation itself. Alright, there's my equation. Draw the equation. Now you can see I can't really see what's going on there. That's because my view window's wrong. So F3 will be my view window. Now think about what you want your X minimum and your X maximum to be. Now I've sketched this and my X goes from 0 all the way up to 24. So I'm just going to go a little bit more than that. I'm going to go -5 to maybe just 30. So that's going to be where my X minimum and maximum is in my graph. My Y minimum, well, I only need that to be like, maybe I'll go 0 to 0.2. Alright, let's try sketching that. Just click the draw again. Alright, sketch looks a bit ugly. That's because we put 0.01 instead of 0.1. Let's try again. Alright, there's a decent line here. Now I can use something called a Y-calc or an X-calc to find any value that I need to find. So go to graphical solve. So I go to GSolve. These are all my options, but I want further options. This Y-calc and this X-calc. Easy to get confused here about what Y-calc and what X-calc does. If I use Y-calc, that means I know an X value and I want to know a Y value. So in this case, I know an X value. I know the X value is 3. And what I want to know is the Y value. So if I go over here, Y-calc, type in the X value that I know. Now, it's not 3, it's 9. I know that's confusing. That's because this is the time after 6 AM. So type in a Y value of 9. And you can see here's my value. When x equals 9, y equals 0.135. B, 0.135 parts per million. Alright, that's a quick intro to some of these modelling and problem solving questions. Your graphics calculator is going to be your best friend here.